No, so much. Okay, that's my phone.
Good morning. I'm Berks County Commissioner Christian Leinbach. I want to welcome you to the Commissioners Board meeting for June the 20th. We're broadcasting via Microsoft Teams live event, also on BBC TV, as well as Facebook and YouTube Live. We'll begin with a moment of silence followed by a pledge. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I'll recognize Anne Marie Grill to read our public comment policy.
Thank you, Commissioner Leinbach. Public comment will be accepted in person and through the Q&A function. Please include your first name, last name, and municipality for all comments. Any comments without name and municipality will not be considered. Each citizen can submit one comment. Comment length is dictated by the limitations of the platform being used. In-person comments will be accepted first, followed by comments submitted virtually. The meeting comment period is limited to a total of 30 minutes, including both in-person and virtual comments. This time period may be extended at the discretion of the board. Please be concise. Comments that are germane to county business will be read during the meeting and should not be considered to be interactive dialogue with the commissioners. The county solicitor shall be the final arbiter of whether a comment is germane and should be read. Any commissioner response to public comment will be done at the discretion of the commissioners.
Thank you very much. Are there any additions or corrections for the June 13th meeting minutes? Hearing none, the minutes will stand approved as presented. There were no executive sessions. Is there any public comment on specific agenda items? There's nothing online, nothing in person. Moving into the agenda. Item 1, authorizing budget. Adopt a resolution authorizing 2024 budget transfers in the amount of $13,364 and 2024 appropriations in the amount of $2,774 per listing dated June the 14th of 2024. Purchasing, adopt a resolution authorizing a recommendation to award and further authorizing the Director of Contracts and Procurements to execute 7 agreements as a result of an invitation to bid for food provisions for a 1-year period for the jail. The winners are Metropolitan Foods, Wayne, New Jersey, $404,690.06. Food Galore, estimated annual expenditure $530,250.59. They're out of West Hampton, New Jersey. Feasers Inc. out of Harrisburg, $51,977.03. Good Source Solutions, Carlsbad, California, $172,271.23. Bimbo Bakeries, McDonough, Georgia, $174,323.20. Clover Farms, Reading, PA, $66,248.38. Hershey Creamery Company, Harrisburg, PA, $5,378.84. There are 3 items listed under Human Resources. Item 1, authorize the promotion of Todd Kegerice from Deputy Investigator to Assistant Chief Deputy in the Coroner's Office. Item 2, authorize the promotion of John Tatizio from Accounting Assistant to Governmental Accountant in the Controller's Office. Item 3, authorize the promotion of Tracy Kraus from Sergeant to Director of Kitchen and Warehouse Operations, Jail System. Commissioners, there are a number of items. adopt a resolution authorizing the appointment of Dr. Michael Stauffer, Executive Director, Berks Career and Technology Center, to the Berks County Workforce Development Board. Item B, adopt a resolution authorizing the appointment of Mary Ann Brown Egolf, General Manager, Pet Specialty Division and Grass Seed Division, FM Browns and Son, to the Berks County Workforce Development Board. Item C, adopt a resolution authorizing the appointment of Karen A. Campbell, PhD, Provost and Senior Vice President for Academic and Campus Life, Albright College, to the Berks County Workforce Development Board. Item D, adopt a resolution authorizing the appointment of Nick Thomas, Regional Safety and Client Development Manager, Gauge Personnel, to the Berks County Workforce Development Board. Item E, adopt a resolution authorizing the appointment of Cindy Line, Director of Literacy Programs for the Workforce and Continuing Education Department at Reading Area Community College, to the Berks County Workforce Development Board. F, adopt a resolution authorizing the Chief Operating Officer, or in his absence, the Deputy Chief Operating Officer, to execute municipal assistant grant contracts, provided the county approved the grant application and grant funding was approved by the Pennsylvania Department of Community and Economic Development, subject to the final review and approval of the terms by the Solicitor's Office. Item G, adopt a resolution authorizing the execution of a letter to the Pennsylvania Department of Drug and Alcohol Programs regarding the term limits and term limit waiver requests for the county's appointees to the Board of the County's Single County Authority, SCA, the Council on Chemical Abuse. Item H, adopt a resolution authorizing a memorandum of understanding between the County of Berks and Pennsylvania Social Services Union Local 668 PSSU for the implementation and retention and sign-on bonus programs for employees of Children and Youth Services. I, adopt a resolution authorizing Jane Meeks, Executive Director of the Solid Waste Authority, on behalf of Berks County, to apply for the 901 Municipal Waste Planning and HHW Education Grant for 2024-2025 education costs for hazardous waste and electronic recycling programs. Item J, adopt a resolution authorizing Mitch Darcourt, Berks County Treasurer, to open a new Pliget account for the MHDD Appendix 5 funds. Item 2, motion to authorize the execution of contract agreements and amendments as set forth on the contract agenda listing dated June 17th of 2024. There are 32 contracts, 4 with the Area Agency on Aging, 5 with the Berks County Youth Shelter, 11 with Children and Youth Services, 6 jointly with Children and Youth Services and Juvenile Probation, 5 with Mental Health and Developmental Disabilities, and 1 with the Berksheim. And item 3, a motion to authorize execution of the payments and electronic transfers for the week ending June 18th of 2024.
Motion to approve the agenda as presented.
Second. Motion has been made and seconded. Is there any discussion?
Just for clarification, Chair, on item number 1 or A under the thing, you just mentioned the jail system, and actually the bid is also for the Parks Department, Berksheim, CY, our shelter, for all those food items. So just to clarify, the printed agenda is correct, but you only mentioned the jail on that in reading that item.
I appreciate the pointing that out. Anything else? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? The motion is carried. With that, we'll move to reports of our treasurer and controller. We'll begin with our treasurer, Mitch Darcourt.
Thank you, Mr. Leinbach. Today, their general account total is $283,884,416.24. The balance declared is $3,810,109.39, leaving us with a balance of $280,000,000. $74,000, $306.85. Thank you.
Thank you. We'll move now to our County Controller, Joe Rutterow, with the Controller's Report.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. For the week ending 6/20/2024, we have a total accounts payable of $13,908,972.52. We have an employee payroll of $5,196,670.83 for a total cash disbursement of $19,105,643.35.
Thank you very much. We'll move now to our Chief Operations Officer, Kevin Barnhart.
Thank you, Commissioner Langbach. Our team has nothing to offer at the present time.
Okay. With that, we are to Commissioners' comments, and we'll begin with Commissioner Michael Rivera.
Thank you, Commissioner Leinbach. A few items. Tomorrow and Saturday is the free dental services at the Santander Arena. And Mom and PA, I guess, or Mom and Pa, is a nonprofit dedicated to providing dental services to the underserved in Pennsylvania. So there's no eligibility or income requirements. You walk in, there's no appointments. It's first come, first served. And it's tomorrow and Sunday at the Santander Arena. Make sure you get there early. People start making line on Thursday evening. So that's quite a line to get dental services. And the number of patients will be limited to 1,000 per day. And no other participants can be seen. So it's free for children and adults. And they do anything from fillings, cleanings, extractions, and some root canals and dentures. So if you know of anyone who does not have dental insurance and needs dental services, please have them visit www.mom-n-pa.com, momandpa.com. And another item, the Penn Street Market has started. It is on Thursdays from 10 a.m. through 2 p.m. and it's right on the 600 block of Penn Street there. So if you want local produce, they have different vendors there. Please show up, especially if you live in the city. If you work here at the county, stop by on Thursdays from 10 to 2 p.m. and support our local farmers and producers at the Penn Street Market. For more information, www.pennstmarket.org. Again, Penn, ST as in street, market.org. And this past Monday, the Barnopoly kicked off at Berks Nature. For those of you that don't know what Barnopoly is I guess we would call it an event or a program rather that the Berks Agriculture Resource Network puts together. And it's to be able to support our local producers. And what you do in Barnopoly is there's a board, which I'm going to try to share here. Okay. There we go. There's a board and it has local ag vendors throughout the county in different areas. You can see the board, the colors in the board represent the different areas of the county. When you go to those different vendors, you take your board with you. They'll stamp the board, and the program runs through August the 17th. On August the 17th, you submit your board, and then they select winners based on the amount of places that you have visited throughout the county. This is a great way to help promote local agriculture. If you all recall, during COVID, where did everyone turn when they needed food because they couldn't find any or it was hard finding it at the supermarkets? Everyone went to local producers. So we need to make sure that we continue to support our local producers to make sure that they are viable businesses here in Berks County. So this coming Monday on the 24th, please set aside 6:30 from 6:30 to 7 p.m. If you have anything at that time, you want to cancel it because that is my BCTV County Connection show. And I hear people laughing.
That was humble. Is that the only time it shows, or can you watch it on demand?
You can watch it on demand.
Okay, I'll go for on demand.
You can watch it on demand. And I will be featuring the Grings Mill Park and everything that is going on at our parks during the summer. So
Everything?
everything. Yep.
And this is a half-hour show?
Well, remember this, it features everything because it tells you where you can go to get the information as well. So yeah, so you'll be able to access everything that's going on at the parks on my show.
Okay.
Information provided on my show.
I'll have to tune in.
All right, so that's on Monday at 6:30 on BCTV. Two other items, the next board meeting, June 27th, will be at 7 p.m. at the Colebrookdale Township Building at 765 West Philadelphia Avenue, Birdsboro. It will not be here. It is the quarterly Commissioners on the Road meeting, and there will be no election board meeting today. I will not make it to the next board meeting on the 27th, so I do want to take the opportunity to wish everyone a happy 4th of July. That's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And did you cover everything?
I did not cover everything.
Okay.
Nope.
It
Wanted to
seemed
make
like-
sure we have an event at 11, so I wanted to make sure that we could get there in time.
Thank you. Commissioner Dante Santoni.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I got to remember the DVR, Commissioner Rivera's
Yes.
show, in case I don't see it on Monday. Anyway, a couple quick things. This week I had an opportunity to get over to the Ag Center to meet with Emily Wangolo and her team, learn a lot about what's going on with agriculture here in Berks County. I appreciated learning from her and her team, as I said. Attended the Greater Reading Chamber Alliance open house this past week as they opened up their doors with their new CEO, former Commissioner Lucine Sahelnik. It was an event attended by many people. Last Friday, I attended an event at Penn State Berks. My wife and I participated in what's called the United Way Big Cheese event, where it's the largest food packing event in the northeastern United States, and it's the largest event organized by the United Way. They had about 1,000 volunteers over at Penn State Berks, and we prepared over 500,000 meals. There were families there, corporate teams, individuals. It was an assembly line. Great event. A lot of fun. Meals were provided to Helping Harvest, with some supply going to the Reading School District. 1 in 5 families in Berks County face food insecurity. So those meals will be held throughout the year and provided to those families. Friday we made mac and cheese meals. That's when we attended, and then Saturday was the meals made with rice and beans. So great event by United Way and Helping Harvest. So it was great to participate in that. A couple events I'll be attending this week. Today is the Berks Military History Museum groundbreaking. I think the commissioners will be there for that right after this meeting. And tomorrow evening is the Amigo Awards through Central Hispano, and they're honoring a great Berks County. And Chris Carreras is being honored by that group for his community service. So I'll be in attendance for that one. So I look forward to that. And Mr. Chairman, that's all I have for now.
Thank you very much, Commissioner Santoni. Is there anything I need to DVR for you in advance?
Not right now. I'll let you know.
You'll let me know, okay? Because I'm going to be sure to get those things on my calendar. A couple of things. First of all, it's been mentioned, I'll be going over as well to the Berks County Military History Museum for the groundbreaking for the Holocaust Museum. A number of years ago, maybe 10 or more, I went down to the Holocaust Museum in DC with our church. And I saw a quote there that I have referenced many times, and it's from Dwight D. Eisenhower. And this is actually from the actual letter that was referenced. And I'm just going to read a paragraph, but it's important. This is a letter that he wrote to General George Marshall. It's in the papers of Dwight David Eisenhower, The War Years, Volume 4. But the most interesting, although horrible, sight that I encountered during the trip was a visit to a German internment camp near Gotha. The things I saw beggar description. While I was touring the camp, I encountered 3 men who had been inmates and by one ruse or another had made their escape. I interviewed them through an interpreter. The visual evidence and the verbal testimony of starvation, cruelty, and bestiality were so overpowering as to leave me a bit sick. I made the visit deliberately in order to be in a position to give firsthand evidence of these things if ever in the future there develops a tendency to change these allegations merely to propaganda. Well, he predicted the future because over the last 60, 70 years, that is exactly what has occurred in different parts of the world and different groups of people claiming, oh, it wasn't as bad as it was made out to be. It was horrific. We need to remember, and we need to remember so we don't repeat. The saying's been widely known that those that don't learn from history are deemed to repeat it. So I congratulate this effort, really led by State Representative Mark Gillen over a number of years, the Military Museum, more recently the Holocaust Museum. Want to share some images from two different events that I was able to participate in. The first, last Friday, was a legislative breakfast with the Berks County Conservation District. From right to left, Dean Druckenmiller is the executive director of the Conservation District. Piper Sherburne is the chair of the board. And this is the Phillips family. The event was hosted on their farm. And this project represents work from the Conservation District, the Farm Service Agency, NRCS, and Berks Nature. Very impressive project. A number of people were there. We had some elected officials, a number of staff from other elected officials. Part of the project was a barn. They took cattle from 3 different farms, and I've concentrated them into one area. What you're looking at right now is the new manure storage area for the project. It also has a unique system of handling stormwater runoff. All the runoff from this barn and the pavement around it, and the owner paid extra to do the pavement. The pavement wasn't in the project, but recognizing if he didn't pave it, he was going to end up with mud and make it more difficult. All the water is piped from the other side underneath the pavement to this side into a retention system, and it is in the headwaters of the Maiden Creek, or that goes in ultimately to Lake Onalani. They just started bringing in some of the cattle, and then I went ahead. So that was a very interesting project. All 3 commissioners were there. I think all of us were duly impressed by the work that's been accomplished. Then on Monday, 2 of us participated in the Schuylkill River Sojourn. This is Barbara Lopez. She was running the front in the canoe. She did a great job. She'd never been in a canoe before, and I was impressed with the work that she did. There are other pictures. She has more pictures than I did because she had her camera around her neck, but there were 112 participants. We were in the middle of the pack most of the time. And meeting us on the shore was Anne Marie Grill. She didn't want to get her feet wet, but she did take a picture, and we appreciate that. Next year, the 2 of us, at least, are planning to do the whole day. I'm not going to embarrass anybody else, but we are planning to do the whole day. And then we met at Riverfront Park. We've been doing this every year I've been here, and the commissioners, 1 or more of us, have always gone down to the Riverfront Drive. It's right across from Penske. Join them with a lunch and then welcome them to Berks County. They actually went on from here to the Beidler House, Allegheny Aqueduct, where they spent the evening. The water was very clear, but it was also relatively low. We scraped bottom several times, but we did not get hung up. Several kayaks actually did get hung up, but I think more because they went outside of the parameters and got hung up on the rocks. I will stop sharing. Just mention 2 other items. On Saturday, I was able to participate in a memorial service for Glenn Seidel. Glenn was a longtime member of the Berks County Conservation District, and they had a memorial service actually at his farm. Very impressed, a great turnout. I don't know, 50, 60 people from the community, all individuals that Glenn has touched. Jane was there. Jane and his daughter both spoke, and then they asked, and I had planned on it, but they asked Judy Schwank and myself to both speak. I served almost 17 years with Glenn Seidel on the Berks County Conservation District, and Glenn really led the effort in 2009 to create a freestanding conservation district. A number of others were involved. I recognize them as well. But Glenn was a real leader in that. And Glenn strongly advocated for the value of the Berks County Ag Center. When there was some consideration of the district leaving the Ag Center, Glenn was the guy that really stood up and said, no, this is not a good thing for the county. This is not good for the conservation district. Just a real solid leader. And then mention the Liberty Bell event. Next Thursday evening, I will be sharing the agenda that will be finalized for the July 8th Liberty Bell event that will take place here in the lobby at noon on July the 8th. That is all that I have. And with that, anything from our row officers?
I do not have anything to add at this time.
Nothing to offer.
There's no public comment in person and no public comment online.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
The meeting stands adjourned.